What's up? Welcome to Seeds for Your Soul. I am Brian. I am Lumen. I am Love. All right, so this video will probably trigger some people, but I guess that's kind of the point of it, so that you get new. Really, the ultimate goal of it is to empower you. But I know a lot of people won't be ready to hear this, but if you found this, then maybe you are. So the question is, why does God allow bad things to happen? God allows bad things to happen. First of all, God doesn't allow things to happen. You have free will before you came here and while you're here. Earth is a school. It's a place where souls come to experience polarity. For example, in heaven, the frequency of heaven, you're not going to experience murder, suicide, death. The creator of all that is wants to experience all that is. And the souls that incarnate here before coming have a plan of what they're going to experience. This even means the most horrific things that you can imagine that people have experienced. Ironically, the people perpetrating it against them are part of their soul. Before they come, they say, hey, I'm going to play this role, you play this role. And when you're here, it doesn't feel good, and that's hard to believe, right? Like, who would choose to experience some of these horrific things? And the ones that do are really some of the most powerful souls, spirits in the universe. Earth is a master class for master students. So, this kind of situation can make you or break you. A lot of people it breaks. But if you find the strength to empower yourself, realize, okay, maybe I did want to experience this before I came. And that way you're not blaming it on something else, because you'll never connect with your higher self or with God if you're always blaming that being for putting you in the situation you're in. Ultimately, you put yourself in the situation because, you're expanding experience for the all that is through your perception, even the bad shit. The bad shit is what actually ends up making you grow the most if you use it correctly. Like, a diamond only gets forged under high pressure, and the most powerful souls experience the most horrific things to grow and learn from it. Like, Earth is kind of a virtual reality game for souls that come to experience and play. And we're getting to a point where that game is almost over for the people who want it to be. The people who still want to continue to play victim, to blame other things, other beings for their experience, they'll continue in this cycle of old Earth, learning through pain, suffering. New Earth, which is arriving now, it's more about learning through joy and fun. That's what they call the 5D. The old Earth is 3D. Um, and yeah, I'm not saying don't consider yourself a victim, because this stuff, especially when you're in it, it's horrible and no one would want to experience it. But I struggled a lot with addiction, um, some other things, but because I searched inside myself as to all the reasons as to why it happened, what it led to, those dark experiences is what actually allowed me to connect with my higher self and spirit. So you can use the things to not grow and, continue on this old game of earth, or you can empower yourself and realize that you are the all that is, having a brief perception as yourself. I said this before, but one of God's favorite games to play is pretending that it's not. pretending that it has limits, pretending that it has struggles. When you're in the heaven frequency, you don't get that. And you always know everything and you manifest, you control everything. But after a while, that gets kind of old and boring. So you throw yourself into this game of life where you forget that you are the all that is, and you struggle with limits. You struggle with it's about polarity. You have hot, cold, up, down, angels, demons, you know, everything here is the experience. But while you're doing that, as this perception of you, you're starting to realize the things that you like and the things that you don't like, which ultimately is how you create your own heaven on earth. This world gives you contrast so that you can pick and choose what you do and want to, what you do want and what you don't want. Um, so, you know, I understand a lot of people might click off this message, might be angry, but anytime you get triggered by something like this, that's a key for you to look into yourself and ask why. And I'm not saying to believe me either, just sit with those seeds that I planted. And once you realize you're in control of your reality and manifestation, it has to start with understanding that you had free will before you came here and you have free will while you're here. While you're here, you have an ultimate destination, okay, of things that you're going to experience while you're here, but it's up to you. So look at it like a hallway, right? You start here. Here's the end of your life. You've got all these things you experienced before you came. You decided you want to experience this to help yourself, your spirit, and your soul grow, and to help the all that is grow. But it's up to you how you walk down this hallway. You can walk, you can skip, you can crawl, you can not move. You get that free will. You have the ultimate destinies, but you have that free will to decide how you're going to get there and how you're going to go through it. I've been through some dark stuff, and it takes a lot of introspective work. It takes a lot of searching, you know, why. But ultimately, the answer I came to and what I was shown is this is exactly why I came here. And all of those dark things is what led me to my awakening and my connection with spirit, with God, or whatever you want to call it. So from the higher level, you see how these things wake you up. And why does God allow these things to happen? Okay, first of all, I said he doesn't, but she doesn't. Um, God loves you so much. A lot of us humans have been trapped in this cycle of earth. We incarnate, we go through our life, we don't connect, life ends, and we come right back and do it over. The goal is not to get to heaven and meet God. The goal is to remember that you can meet yourself, the all that is, while you're here. You know, the game has been rigged, so we're looking for something external all the time when it's hidden right inside of you. And all the religions and stuff say you need to do this, you need to be good, and then you'll go to heaven. Heaven's just a frequency that can be experienced anywhere. Hell is just a frequency that can be experienced anywhere. Right now, your awareness, your reflection of reality is your frequency that you're on. So as you raise your frequency and level up, you can start to bring heaven to earth. Um, and that's just my experience. I'm now co-creating with God every night. I'm astral projecting and I'm getting shown more and more things. Astral projection is where your soul comes out of your body at night. You can see yourself sleeping, and then you can go fly around. You can go do whatever. So at first, I was running around like I'm Neo in the Matrix, flying, fucking things up. But then I realized, slow down and now start directing it. I met my guardian angels for the first time about 3, 4 weeks ago that I remember. But what happened is I was in my astral projection and then I started directing where I wanted to go. I want to go see my guardian angels. You get sucked there. And I met at least 10 different ones. And then another time, same time, I went to go see my dad who passed away when I was 18 of a drug overdose. Sucked right to face with him, and, resolved a lot of things and shown a lot of things. My brother just died of a drug overdose like 8 months ago. So I was able to say, I want to go see my brother. Sucked right to him and had conversations with him, and it's all good. Um, and here's the thing, whether or not that experience is real, or if I really was in front of them, you know, the experience is exactly the same. Maybe it was a dream, but I had the experience of interacting, which gave me healing, gave me some closure, and gave me some excitement about the future. But when you're there, you realize it's not a dream because you wake up out of your dream and then you're controlling everything. You're astral projecting, and it's more real than here, way more real. You realize I was able to look down and see the virtual reality of Earth. And while I was talking to my dad and my brother, we're looking down, and once you start connecting, you can start co-creating because this is just a game. Like I said, it's one of God's favorite games to play. And the best part is the opportunity to remember that that's what you are. So every lifetime you have the chance to rediscover what you're connected to and who you are. And that's the best part because after living this hard life, like you can't have love without hate. You can't have hot without cold. So heaven without hell, it's they coexist, dark, light. So you come experience the dark for a little while just so you can rediscover the light. Because things in eternity can get a little boring sometimes if you're always in one or the other. So you flip flop back and forth. And the best part is learning to dance with both of them. Like you are the dark, you are the light. So quit being at war with it. Accept who you are, realize the darkness exists, realize it's there, but choose light with your free will. That's how wars stop. That's how your reality changes. I know there's been a war like the past 2 months or however long with Iran, but I haven't watched 1 second of news on it because what you give your energy to, first of all, drains you if you're pouring your energy out there to other things. But my reality, like I live in Arizona, it's beautiful every day, it's sunny every day. Yeah, I understand it's something going on in a country far away from me, and I feel for those people. But my reality every day is beautiful. So why would I focus my energy on that to create negative feelings and emotions in me that will then start affecting my personal reality? There's a collective reality that we all experience together, and there's your personal reality. And what's happening is more and more people are waking up to their personal reality and starting to create their heaven on earth. I try not to participate in the collective illusions anymore because right now it's run subconsciously by all of our fears. And that's where you get all the negative shit. So my advice is to focus more on pulling your energy back from people. Like if you're stuck on someone in a relationship and you're always thinking about them or, oh, how am I going to pay my bills? Like just think about that as energy that's going out to those things and it's taking away from you. So you have to learn pull your energy back to yourself, which will make you vibrate higher, will make you, have more energy, more ability to exercise, all kinds of things. Like once you start calling your energy back, this is one of the ways that you start to level up. Everything is frequency, you know. Another thing, frequency. So every little single item, fork, a ball, a sock, anything vibrates frequency. That's why it's important to clear out all the shit you don't use anymore. It's just extra noise. You know, downsize your closet. Put away things you don't use. Give away things you don't use anymore because it's all vibrating and making noise. And the less vibration and noise you have of things, especially that you don't use, the more you're able to connect. Um, all right. Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you. Hopefully, I didn't make anyone too mad. Um, but really, it's ultimately about just empowering you and making you remember who you are. Take responsibility for everything you've been through because I promise you, before you came, there was a plan to go through certain things. And don't let it break you. Let it make you. Let it make you connect. You don't have to believe me, but I've connected with Source in my spirit. And I'm now starting to co create. And my life is becoming amazing, more amazing every day. And I had a 20-year addiction off and on most of my life. I had no father. I had lots of people that died of drug overdoses. Luckily, I never did, you know, but we all have things we go through, and some are much worse than others, and some not. But it's up to you to take responsibility for yourself, your life, and your frequency. Because if you're vibrating low, there's no way for spirit to communicate with you. As a human, you have to raise your vibration so high so that the spirit world can come down and meet you. That's how you make the connection. If you're always down here, it can't, it won't, it's like you're tuned to the wrong radio station. As you vibrate higher, your radio frequency opens up and you can connect to more stations. That's how reality works. All right, thanks for your time. Um, if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Love all you guys and talk to you soon.